Hey there, Boots Owen here. This is a Makita 6980FD impact driver. It works just fine, but the in and out or forward and reverse mechanism is completely just absent. There's nothing there. I can feel that there's no resistance. This is a Makita 8391D. This is an 18 volt job that Andy Reynolds gave me. It takes the same kind of batteries, but the plastic casing's broken. The ones I tend to use are these ones here, which are the 14.4 volt series, and you can buy the 14.4 volt batteries really cheap on eBay, presumably on other places as well, and you can refresh them too. So I've got a selection of the 14.4 volt batteries, and I think what I'm going to try and do, because I have a number of drills but I only have this impact driver, I'm going to try and take the forward and reverse mechanism out of here, and maybe the switch to trigger, and put it into here. This one is a 12 volt drill, 12 volt drill, but I've got a 14.4 volt battery. And how I achieve that is that I chop the front off the housing of the drill. It takes a shorter battery, doesn't have the two cells at the front, the 12 volt battery, but it works just fine like that. So it works fine, but not in reverse. Let's set that aside and let's get into this drill, impact driver, and try and get it apart. And this one doesn't want to come out, so I'll get a pick into it, scribe in this case. Go that easy. Right, now here's where it all goes wrong. Is there another one under the rubber? Don't know, don't feel like it. Something's stuck. Could be that the front has to come off somehow, the impact mechanism. Does this come off? It comes down, so that's a little cowl there that holds the bulb. There's a screw bit in there. Screw bit. There's a screw in there. What was that holding? So if I get this here, maybe that comes out. Maybe this comes out. Maybe. So I think that's fitted over the plastic, or the plastic's fitted over it, I don't know. Take out the brushes just because we're in. I don't think I need to do this. I don't know. They're in the brush holders in there. So something, come on, something. I have a feeling that is attached there somehow. Now it's got a big hex shape here. So let's put that in the vise and try just twisting it a bit. I don't want to break it, because as an impact driver it definitely works in one direction, which is half the battle sometimes with screws. Nothing doing there, doesn't want to turn at all. There's a bit of a slot on the back there. Doesn't want to move. Oh, something's giving there. There we go. All right, look at that. So there's an element of extreme force required. And it turns off the wrong way, so to speak. Oh, there's a spring and a gearbox. Right. That doesn't get me any further forward, because that's not where I want to be. I want to be in here. So then does this. That ring comes out, and then you've got 4 screws. Right, I think we're getting somewhere. So that ring should be in there. 4 more screws. I think this is what we're at. So that's the beginning of the gearbox, but it's held on to the quite a simple, complicated, simple design. I don't know. Right, now, so this is the motor here, but without that it doesn't have a bearing holder, so that's not going to turn. There's no point in trying. There we go. Right, we're getting there. There we go. Into the business end. I could give this a wash. So this is this switch here is moving the lever beneath back and forth, and that's wiggling, whoops, over onto the switch in this switch body here. So I'm going to check on this drill. I have to get into this drill to see, because it sounds like, or it looks, well, I don't know, maybe I should finish off what I'm at here first. Get into this fella. Lift this up. There's going to be the spade connectors. That's something. It's such a tiny, like that's the motor right there. So there's cables going to the light that are stuck there. And it's got a high, this one doesn't have a high-low switch. The other one will do, so it might be different. So there's the mechanism there. It appears not to be doing anything. So let's get into the other drill and see if it's a match. And is this one stuck up here on the collar too? I don't know, it's not. Okay. Right, so straight in there, different switch. Different switch. So the high-low is not electrical, it's on a gearbox. And this trigger acts completely differently, and this one has a big heat sink in it, whereas this one doesn't. I think I'm out of ideas on this. Do I want to go in further and risk? I think I could snap the top off that switch if I can get in there carefully. So let's put this one back together and get into that one. So then back to this guy. Tricky, tricky, tricky. So that's okay. These wires, let's get this out of here. Try and remember how to put them back in again. I'm not going to remember that. Right. Good luck. That could use a bath. That's the motor. It's amazing how small it is. Look. Amazing. It is just amazing. Got 2 heavy wires going up to the brushes, and 3 much lighter wires going to the, going to what? Oh, a speed sensor. No, going to a, it's not a sensor, it's a little triac. It's not a triac, transistor, MOSFET. You see that? K2049. And that's heat sinking off the body, which holds the permanent magnets for the DC. That's cool. Interesting, but doesn't really help me. So it's only got 2 wires going up. Now in here is where my issue is somewhere. Now, is that, that's a plastic welded rivet. That's not much help to me. Lid off somehow. I think I'm risking the £3 I spent on this machine, but it's not the £3, it's the actual thing itself didn't cost me anything. It's the money that it costs to replace the thing is where the issues lie. Well, here's a better idea maybe. 650, 5462, 12 amp, 15 volts DC. So the switch is rated up to 14.4 anyways. That's kind of good. And look, you can see on the trigger there, it can't, if it's set in the center, it can't come on. But there's no positive clunk of switch. I would like to see in here. Does this side have to come off first? Do these screws have to come out of the bottom? Perhaps. So these look like two side covers hiding. Something. Oh dear, that doesn't show me very much. I wish to put that back on again. I suspect without this guy here coming off, I'm not going to see, the top's not going to come off. That's what I'm thinking is going on here. Of course, it's not going to get any more broken. Well, that's that bit. Oh dear, that's that bit looking a bit shook. Yeah, okay, so there's something in there. That moves, but the plastic eye that goes to it. I wish I hadn't taken these sides off now. Can I get them back on in a hurry? That'll just keep the dust out is all really. Rotates. Does it? No, it doesn't. Something else going on there. There it is. So there, I've got it. Oh, sugar, broken it now. I've pushed the rubber, the plastic bit, down into it. That clear plastic is some kind of washer. I think I've locked it into reverse now. Oh dear me. So that's what would have been there. Now is this going to move again, or have I just caught something into it? It doesn't want to move. What's really going on? No, maybe it is moving. It appears to be okay there. Just where's the little... Can't find the little lug now for it. Oh, right. So at some stage, something... Oh, hang on a sec. At some stage, something was hanging up there. Now if I put that back, There's your detent mechanism, this little springy piece of plastic. I've pulled the pivot off it, which is no good. Doesn't like that. There's very little for it to grip onto now. If I, I couldn't just drive a screw in or something like that. So which way is on, which way is off? Forward and reverse. Reverse is sticking out on this side. So forward is over this way to here, meaning that this one has to be as far to the left as possible. All right, like that, and then it should work now to drive the screws in, which is ultimately where I want to be. Okay, let's get out of town. What I think will happen in the greater scheme of things is that I'll buy more of these, and you can buy them at the moment, yes, second hand or newish, second hand, untested for 20 quid. So it's a bit expensive, really, obviously, isn't it? Now this one. So what have I learned? Don't try. Could I have fixed that if I could have unwelded that pivot point better and put a little block of something in there? Maybe. I don't really believe that. I don't believe that anybody else would try and fix it. I guess there must be people who do. The reality is I would almost cut this torch off, but why would I do that either? When it works, you could use the thing as a torch. It's nonsense. It looks to me like I've got way too much of that cable sticking at the front end now. What do you think? Put that in for safekeeping, will I? I guess you just hide those wires in there like that. Okay. What was next? This guy. Rocks in there. It's very smooth, little motor. Okay, so they go in like that. Let's just check them. That one could be a little tighter. And this body goes in. How to do it? It's not going to go unless I align that somehow, so I have to take that out. There we go. I don't know what made the difference. And this is where it was before on the bottom. See, just like that. See from the dirt marks, the shiny bit to the dirt. And then this little clamp just goes in there, and a screw to hold it on. And then somehow this little deal goes in here. Now, what I like to do with these is turn them back until I hear a click and then turn them forward. That way you know that the plastic thread is engaging. Okay, and there. It's nice and smooth. Oh. That is not working right. Just for comparison, this is the screwdriver, the drill. It's just a drill, it's not even a screwdriver that I was using before. Oh, that screw is red hot. So let's put that onto 1. I'll leave that screw there because I have a feeling it's a little bit toasty. So this Makita, which is nothing special, which is a 6281D, I think, yeah, this rubber molded one I bought at a car boot sale again for about 3 or 5 quid, something like that. And it's, you know, well, it's driving 4-inch screws without a pilot hole. I don't know, maybe that impact driver is a bit pooched. It kept impacting, it kept driving, but it was going very slow. You tell me, questions or comments, leave them below. Maybe you learned something. If you did, tell me about it. Thanks for watching, see you later.